Hello again, nerds. We are doing some more reactions. We have some King 10 stuff. King 810, sorry. King 810 stuff to react to today. One of these is a viewer request. So, again, if you want me to do something, then put it down in the comments. I will put it on the list and try to get to it as soon as I can. This is the new song Dukes is the one that I wanted to do, and then the other song, Killem All, is one that was requested. So we're going to knock them both out at the same time. Before we can do that, though, we've got to do this. Okie dokie. We have. So, first, we're going to do. Where is it? Where did it go? Dukes is the name of the first song. Let's do a little bit of history of the band. King 810 is from Flint, Michigan. I did know that. I didn't really look them up before we did the last one. I wasn't sure if we were going to be returning to the land of King 810. But right now, apparently the band is only two members, David Gunn and Eugene Gill. Gunn being the vocalist and Gill apparently being a multi-instrumentalist, doing everything else. On the most recent record, it sounds like Suicide King is the most recent one. That is all Gill on the instruments. I would imagine Gunn is on the instruments as well. Yeah, here we go. It says Eugene Gill is just doing bass on their Wikipedia, but I can't imagine they did a whole record with just vocals and bass. That would probably explain the different sound for that last song. But also it has come to light, it has been made known to me, I guess, that David Gunn also goes under the name Yavid and is a rapper. He has put out a series of albums called, oh shoot, where did it go? Blacktooth Devil, is that what it was? No, where did it go? Yeah, Black Teeth Devil. Volumes 1, 2, and 3. Also put out a record called Paper Fortune Teller, which is a great record name. I really dig that album title. They were signed for a couple of records to Roadrunner, so you got to give credit to Nickelback for letting a record label have the money to take a chance on somebody like King 810. That's not speaking ill of King 810 at all. That's just, Nickelback made $1 billion freaking dollars for that record label, so they have the ability to do great music. Granted, also Slipknot is on that record label, so there is that. That also helps. I did not know they were signed to Roadrunner. That's actually really cool. They are no longer signed to Roadrunner. The Suicide King record came out independently. This, I believe, the first track at least, Dukes, is another one off of the Suicide King record. And then the Killem All song is, I don't know. Where's the discography? I'm sure I'll be able to pull it up there. There we go. Memoirs of a Murder, perhaps? Yeah, Memoirs of a Murder. It's the first track on Memoirs of a Murder. Kill 'Em All is potentially going to get me a content strike, so if the second half of this video is not there later, that is what happened, because it sounds like YouTube pulled their video down because it had some sort of hate speech in it. I'm not worried about that at all, because hate speech is free speech. Whatever. don't care. So disclaimer before we get to the expectations. I don't know why it's fallen in this spot, but it has. We are not going to just be listening to these tracks. We are going to be analyzing these tracks. It means I'm going to stop them. I'm going to talk over them. I'm going to replay sections. All of these things are going to happen. If you want to listen to the original songs, go listen to the original songs. You want to watch the original videos? Well, you can't for the Killem All, apparently. There is a live one. We might actually do the live one instead of the studio. Just the audio. I want to see these guys perform. Like, I've seen performance in video, but I haven't actually seen a live performance, if that makes sense. Like, because video performance is very different from being on stage. So we might do that for the Kill 'Em All track. I haven't 100% decided just in this moment. So yeah, if you want to listen to the original, go listen to the original. We're not going to be just listening to it. We're going to be analyzing it and talking about it. Things that I think work, things that I think are not working, about as many aspects as possible. I've been doing this for a very long time as far as making music professionally, so I'm not going to go over my credentials. Bite me. Let's get into the expectations. So I don't know what to expect from the Dukes track. I think it's going to probably be more in line with the last one that we got. In that it's going to be this new sound that they're going for that is kind of this goth metal rap hybrid thing that is interesting. I don't know how much of a fan of it I am, but it is very, very interesting. Sonically speaking, performance speaking, it's very interesting stuff. So that is what we expect there. As far as the Kill 'Em All song, I expect that to be heavy. I expect that to be a little more in line with the hardcore kind of new metal, NEW metal. That is what I really liked about the first couple of King 810 tracks I listened to. I did not do reaction videos for them. I just put them on and was like, I wonder who these guys are. So I expect Kill 'Em All to be more like that. A lot of chuggy riffs for that song, a lot of heavy in-your-face vocals, aggressive vocals for sure. In both instances, though, the delivery in the Dukes song is very likely going to be, again, a little more on the dark and I don't know how to put that in words. It's kind of a laid-back delivery, but it's still very aggressive and dark, I guess is a good way to put that. So yeah, that's what I expect. We're going to transition so you can see what I'm looking at, and then we're going to do the Dukes video first. If it will work. Okay, there we go. Oh, come on. Don't go black on me. Oh, nice. Wow, okay, so production-wise, this is very... delivery, performance-wise, this is pretty different from what we've got before. This is more of a performed vocal, whereas on their previous stuff, it's more of a shouted vocal. Does that make sense? So it's more... He's kind of affecting a character. Oh, and I'm saying this about the song. I don't want anyone to believe for a second that I think he is a fake person. I don't believe that. But when you write music, you perform it. That is a performance. Sometimes people affect a different sense about themselves. That's not to say that they are not that person to some degree. That is to say, though, it is a performance. So, yeah, that's where we are. I'm intrigued by this already. I ain't got no one to come back to, mama, so we might as well make it you. 'Cause I'm easy to love, but I'm hard to trust, but I'll do things that most won't do. It's just... So David is playing the guitar, and then we have Gil on the bass. I don't know who the drummer is, but that's very interesting. That would explain probably the different style of performance here, because it's a different way to think when you're playing an instrument and singing at the same time. Doesn't necessarily allow you the same luxury of focusing on your vocal as much. So very interesting.
You and me and the devil makes three. Just be there when I call for you. I've got a tattoo on my body 'cause I use them in the night for show. And he's an all-highway life that I'm driving.
I'm liking the effect, too. I would imagine they potentially legitimately shot this on something that was in this ratio and had this issue with it. Considering the fact that they are from Flint, Michigan, like, that is... I wholly expect that is 100% possible that they did that. If not, then it's an effect that you had to render for an entire video that probably took you longer than was necessary. But yeah, that's a really cool... I really like the aesthetic here.
Got me so far from my home. And they don't mind to the things they say about me, and I promise we'll get along. Just hold a hand, hold my gun, hold your tongue, and nothing but let me write my songs. Yeah, something just wrote a couple verses. I'm a poet or an artist for that. But in real life, I like shootouts in the dope house in the women and the money to be fair. So next time you think we have
I really dig the groove on that riff. Where is it? Somewhere around there. So what? That's F to E to F sharp. Interesting. But then he's here. So if he's technical difficulties. Sorry.
Friends are dead. I've got a tattoo on my body 'cause I use them in the night for show. And these all-highway lives that I'm driving got me so far from my home. And I pay no mind to the things they say about me, what I did and didn't do. Just lay down in the backseat of my big one till I breathe life into you. That's what you really want to have. That's what you
Dynamic. Oh, come on. So we've got they're playing with the form. This is not super advanced structure, but this is definitely playing with the idea of a verse chorus verse kind of structure, in that this verse that we're in presumably is a verse. I haven't been paying that close attention to the structure as I probably should, but this is a different feel. This is almost a completely different riff. Even still has the same groove to it, but he's in a different chord progression. So nice. And then the pauses that we're getting. This is not what I expected after listening to that last track off of this record. The vocal delivery has this weird, like, blues kind of feel to it, which I'm finding refreshing, actually.
That's what you said. All I really want to have was the whole world in my head with all the outlaws and all the gangsters and all the killers and all the players and all the guns too.
Sorry, I didn't. That was totally an accident. That was not anything that I expected out of that. The different vocal delivery, sure, if you want to you go on something really loose, but not. I was expecting something more in line with the last one we did, and that was not what we got. All right, so that was Dukes off of the new record. Now we're gonna go back a couple of records and listen to Kill 'Em All. There was a live one here. We'll see if this, if the audio on this is good, then we'll listen. Then we'll use this. If it's not so great, then we'll go to the just the audio track. Oh, cool. Yeah, we're gonna do this one. So right off the bat, we can already hear the difference in instrumentation. Again, this is the first record that they did with Roadrunner. So they were a full band, quote unquote full band. I mean, that's such a subjective term, but they were more than just technically two people. They presumably, where is it? Formation, Midwest, Memoirs of a Murder, Midwest Monsters. Yeah, somewhere around here. Yeah. Memoirs of a Murderer. They went on tour with Avenged Sevenfold and Korn. Oh, I think I almost went to that show. Ha, that's funny. Can't see. But yeah, they were presumably 4 or 5 piece at the time. I don't know if David was playing guitar or if they had 2 guitar players or what the situation was. But this is something more in line with what I'm anticipating from the earlier stuff. It's a little bit more hardcore oriented, a little bit more almost nu metal oriented. That's, again, this is how I found them. I went over this in the first video. This is how I found King 810 is Punk Rock MBA did a video about what killed nu metal and about how nu metal has this weird resurgence going on right now, and this is one of the bands that he listed. Not that I would necessarily put them into that category, but I can see why he did. Very different vocal. I really like that groove. That's great. But you can see the difference in the vocal delivery here. He is just growling in a microphone. Not necessarily anything wrong with that, just different from what we listened to on the Dukes track. The Dukes track was him going for a different sound. Presumably it was a conscious decision that, hey, since I'm going to be playing now, then it sounds like what he chose to do was we have a different sound. I'm getting ahead of myself. It sounds like because their attitude towards making music is we don't want to do the same thing twice. I've read that about them since the last video. They don't want to do the same thing twice, so he's trying something new vocally on this new record. both approaches are very interesting. This is a little bit more traditional in a aggressive music style because it's a growl, whereas the other one again has a really interesting kind of weird blues in affectation to it, which I also dig. So there you go. It looks like in this performance they're playing to the guitar is at least a tracked instrument. It's not. It doesn't look like there's a guitar player on stage, which is very interesting. Yeah, it's just the three of them. All right, so production-wise, live production is something I've done much more than studio production. I would fire the sound guy because you can't hear the backing vocals at all.
Stop us now.
I really like this groove in the chorus. This is really nice. That is Pitten music for sure. Yeah, see? Just the three of them. I wonder if it's the same drummer. He's not listed on their wiki at all. Well, I mean, if it's one of the former members, then sure, but current members, no.
Who could stop us that time? I tried to talk to you about
Bridge.
I only want to hear about the beast. Well said.
This is dynamics, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you write a heavy tune, keep it heavy the whole way through, but still have dynamics. This is a very well done dynamic section of this song. This bridge takes, obviously we're still in the same key, takes what we've established before, kind of breaks it up, but still is heavy. It's in your face. It's interesting to listen to, and that is why you stop and you have these fits and starts, as it were. I really like it.
Close your eyes. I'll try to tell you how it feels to fry. Taking what it feels like being set on fire. In the night, but it feels ice cold. And I see things when I sleep at night. No author could describe the word. Now into bed hungry. I fought for my life. When the chips are down, there's no backing down.
So this is why I feel like Punk Rock MBA placed these guys in this new resurgence of nu metal, is because of you get a little bit better here in this bridge section. He's still growling, but it's more of a hip-hop delivery. It's more of a rapped style delivery with a growl on top of it. The flow, I guess, is something you would get from a nu metal track from... I'm not going to say these guys sound like Limp Bizkit at all, but like that's kind of the vocal delivery here with a much more convincing growl.
I try to explain it, it drives me insane because I'm so overwhelmed. Kill 'em all. Kill 'em all. Got 'em down like the fucking bodies in the hall. Kill 'em all. Kill 'em all. Kill 'em all. Got 'em down, let 'em go. Fuck 'em all. Kill 'em all. Kill 'em all. Kill 'em all. There's no law in this land. We shoot 'em all.
I really think that even back in at this time they were wow. I really thought something different of the structure of this band by just watching their music videos. I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention. Maybe David did do the guitars for this, because they're not as intricate as I remembered, I feel like. Again, this is the first time I've listened to this song specifically, but I have listened to older material from them, and I, for whatever reason, remembered it being a little bit more technically advanced. And not to say this is bad, it's just a little bit more simple than I remembered.
Who's gonna stop us now? Thank you, Bloodstock. We are king.
Huh. All right. So yeah, there we go. 2 King 810 tracks down. This definitely has me more interested to listen to their new record. The Dukes track, very intriguing. Very, very intriguing. Obviously I like the older stuff a little bit more because it's a little more in your face, a little more hardcore. That's the stuff that I gravitate towards. But the new one's very intriguing, man. Yeah, so what did you guys think? What is there a more, I mean, I can't do Alpha and Omega. I think that might be my favorite King 810 track because I've listened to that one a lot. That is a great track. That is a fantastic song. If you like this kind of stuff, then you should definitely go listen to that. Instrument wise, I mean, you heard me playing along a little bit, but nothing super intricate. It sounded like they were pretty much in F major even. They made a major key sound dark like that is really nice, man. I really appreciate it when you can take, because traditionally major key is going to sound brighter. So if you can make a song written in a major key sound dark, that is, even if it's a super simple tune like that was, that's still an impressive thing to behold. So I definitely appreciate that. Again, I wasn't paying super close attention to the actual key that the tune was in, but I believe, based off of the little bit of playing along that I did, that is where it sits. Really, really like that. That was, both of those tracks were very surprising. So, what did you think? Do you agree with what I had to say? Am I totally off base? Do you have to correct some sort of misinformation that I spouted while I was talking about the band? Let's have that conversation down in the comments section. That is the end of the video, though. There is a website if you want to go find more nerdy stuff for free. You can go check out generallynerdy.net. If you want to help me keep things going here on the channel, then you can go over to patreon.com/generallynerdy. There is more content there. Even just for $1, you get a bunch more content. So go check that out. Patreon.com/generallynerdy. Don't forget, though, to like, subscribe, do all of the silly things that every one of us YouTube folk tries to get you guys to do while we are here doing the things that we do right here. You can click the subscribe button right there if you haven't already. Don't forget to ring the bell so you see when I post these videos every day. There are boxes also right here that you can be clicking on to see other things going on here on the channel. Thank you guys again very, very much. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.